What's going on, YouTube? So, yeah, it's cold this morning, and I'm surprised this camera battery is still charged, but I'm also not surprised. And speaking of cameras, I know I've talked a lot about my X100f in previous videos, and, well, decided to switch up my daily camera setup. Went to basically went to a Sony A7 II when it was on sale for a good deal, and a 28mm lens for the weather sealed body and a weather resistant lens over the X100f, in-body image stabilization, a whole bunch of features in that setup that I don't have with the X100f. The trade-off being size and pocketability. But the way I see it, if I really need size and portability, pocketability, I can stick the RX100 3 or 6 in my pocket, and that'll do just fine. So I was doing all this stuff last night on KEH to send the camera back, not send the camera back, but to sell the camera. And I always, well, I say always, but in the past, I've sold cameras before plenty of times. And I never had that sense of, am I doing the right thing? Should I keep this camera? Should I sell this camera? Like I've had with the X100f. I like the camera. It's a good camera if you're looking, if that's a camera that you're looking at. I highly recommend it. I really like the camera, but for my particular use case, it's not the ideal camera. And that was kind of what made me realize, I'm making the right decision in selling the camera, is that, it isn't the ideal camera. And as much as I'd like to hang on to it, it's not the ideal camera. So, went ahead and going through with it, shipping it out in the next day or so. Just need to find a box that it'll fit in. I have a box that'll fit in, but I want to be able to put some bubble wrap around the entire original box. And that is one thing I know KEH doesn't really give you. Well, they don't give you anything extra for having the box and all the original material and everything with it. I don't know that I don't know if you send a camera with all that, if whenever they sell it with all of that stuff with it, or if they just take all that stuff and throw it in the trash. But I figure the original box that the camera came in is probably the best packaging to ship it in. And I have the box, so I might as well send it with the box. So, and I actually did one time, the first time I sold the camera to them, and I was like, the camera's, 6 months old, or however old it was when I sold it. And I was like, you don't get anything extra for having the box. And they're like, no, a lot of people really don't care. But, me personally, I would like to have the box and the original stuff. I mean, you get to have that kind of unboxing experience with it. But I understand warehouse space, space is money. And, you could probably fit 2 or 3 of the X100f cameras in the space that you could fit the one camera in a box. So, whether they sell it with the box or not, I don't care. I have the box, so I'm sending it with the box, or in the box. And all the original stuff in there. But, it was definitely, I wouldn't say bittersweet, because I prefer the A7 with the 28 over the X100F. On the last little trip I took, actually I used the fact that it had an articulating screen a multitude of times. And it's just ergonomically a easier to hold camera for me. I do like the pocketability of the X100F. I like the rangefinder style of the X100F, but the lack of a flippy screen on the back, the lack of in-body image stabilization, the lack of any kind of weather sealing, just drove me to realize that as much as I like the camera, it's not my ideal camera. So hopefully it'll find itself a good home in the future. I haven't really looked at the specs on the, I think it's going to be the X100V. I mean, I don't know if that's the official name or if that's just the rumored name for the camera, but hopefully, I'm holding hope that that camera will have what I want, and then I'll possibly, and I think that's part of what also fueled, just saying, you know what, I'm gonna sell it now. Is later when the next generation of the X100 comes out, if it does have those features that I wished I had in my F, then I can, I won't have, I'll be getting, hopefully, because that is one thing I've noticed, is that when the next generation of camera comes out, typically the price for the previous model takes a good drop. Right now you have plenty of people saying that are on the fence and I really wish I'd read some of those articles, but when you have more official type of release stuff, then people that were on the fence of should I get the F, should I hold out, they kind of make their decision and either hold out or they go ahead and just get the F. So the value's still there on the F, whereas when the V comes out, you're going to have a lot of people that, or in my opinion, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be selling their F in order to get the V, or whatever the model number name, the next one in the line. So figure I've seen it go. I've seen the price already drop about $10 in what they're wanting. So people are probably already, getting rid of their F before the prices drop. So, but I think overall, I think I'm making the right decision. It's a great camera, so hopefully if I end up getting the next generation X100, then I'll be sure to hold off and get the all black version. That was another thing I kind of wasn't a big fan of on the F one, is I wish I had held out and ordered the all black version instead of getting the silver version. Not that there's anything wrong with the silver version, but to me I think it took away from some of the stealthiness of the camera. Whereas had it been all black, it'd be easier to, if you're taking photos or whatever, or doing street photography, to kind of hide the fact that you're walking around with a camera. Not have this silver chunk in front of you, silver and black chunk in front of your face when you're taking a picture. So, yep. Nope. Till next time, have a good one.